Okay, so sitting on the mat, legs outstretched, and pop those feet vertical. Hold that body nice and tall, and rub those hands down the outside of those thighs, just the thighs, just down to the knee, down the outside, over the top, down the inside, back over the top, onto the kneecaps, give those kneecaps a rub. Rub the thumbs down the inside of those kneecaps and push them out to the outside. And rub the balls of the hand on the outside. And then rub those hands on the top. Really move those kneecaps around. And then rub your thumbs down the inside of your calves, all the way down to your feet. And then on the outside, and then under those calves. And then down to those feet, make them vertical. Soften the knees, let them bend a bit. Pull that tummy all the way down to those thighs. Lift that head up so it's pushing over those toes. Push that right knee down. Push that left knee down. Push that right knee down. Push that left knee down. Push both knees down. Push that head up over those toes. Lift yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round. Hold them back. Put the hands on the floor. Lift that chest forward. Pull the upper arms together. Bring the chin all the way up into the sky. Big breath in. Push the chin up high. Bring the chest up high, stretching the back, pulling the shoulder blades together. And then bring that chin all the way down. All the way down into the chest. Bringing the eyes to the right hand side of the right leg, pulling the left ear from the left shoulder. Bringing the eyes back to the middle. Bringing the eyes to the left side of the left leg. Pulling that right ear from the right shoulder. Bringing those eyes back to the middle. Bringing those eyes up to horizontal, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Release those hands, hands on the legs, reading all the way down towards those feet. Stretching the back, push the lower back out, push the middle back, push the upper back, and push the head to the toes. So it's a nice big arc, don't collapse. And then soften the knees, bring the head up, bring the tummy down, arching, so forward, so tummy down, stretching at the hip, and then lift yourself all the way up to vertical. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Hands on the floor behind, push the chest forward, bring the chin up. Really stretching the throat, stretching the neck, and then bringing that head all the way over, pulling that chin down to the chest. Take the eyes to the right side of the right leg. Pull the left ear from the left shoulder. Eyes center. Eyes to the left side of the left leg. Pull those shoulders back, pull the right ear away from the right shoulder. Bring those eyes back to the middle. Take those hands off the floor, bring them up in front of you, breathing in. On the out breath, lowering down one vertebra at a time to the floor. Hands all the way overhead, reach and stretch. Push the right hand from the right foot, lengthen the right side of your body. And then push the left hand away from the left foot and lengthen the left side of the body. Push both hands from both feet. And then pull those shoulders down to the waist. Bring those hands all the way up to the sky. Take those hands all the way out wide. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push those hands together. Flatten the spine into the floor. Breathing in. Open those hands apart. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Push the head in the floor. Back to the hands in the floor. Bum in the floor. So you're lifting that torso away. Engaging those back muscles in a bracing way. Bring those hands back up to the sky, relax the back. Push the lower back in the floor, lift that upper body up and sit yourself back up to vertical. Taking your roller. Bend your knees, feet flat. Rest those lower ribs back on the roller. Breathing in. On the out breath, holding the head in the hands, opening all the way over that roller. Release the back. Push the breastbone up, push the tailbone down. Breathe in. Breathing out. Lifting that head up. Move the roller up a little bit. Breathe in. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your head up. Move the roller up the back a bit. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lift your head up a bit. Move the roller up. Breathe in. Breathing out. Take the head in the hands. Push the hand on the jawbone, pushing the right cheek, the right jawbone away, and then the left. Right, left. Put the hands on both jawbones and just stretch that away. Back of the head's probably on the roller by now, just a lengthening. And if you roll, if you pull the body, lift the chest up a bit, pull the roller into the up the head, and that stretches and tractions that neck a bit. And then release, let the roller roll back. Just lift the chest up and pull the head up on the roller a bit, and then push on that jawbone. Just give that neck a bit of traction, and then release. Then take the head in the hands, lift the bum off the floor. Roll the roller down to those bottom ribs, roll the roller back up. Down to those bottom ribs, loosening, leaving that head nice and loose in the hands, and then back up. All the way down, lean over onto the left. Go all the way over onto the left side. Keeping the head low, keeping the bum low. All the way over. And then all the way back. And then all the way over onto the right side. And then all the way back. All the way back onto the back, resting the bra in the bra strap area. Let that head go to the floor. Put the bum on the ground. Take those arms straight up above you. Bring those arms all the way overhead. Sorry. Caught out with a big influx of oxygen. Push that right leg out straight. Push that left leg out straight. Reaching those hands away from those toes. Reach the right hand and push the right foot. Reach the left hand and push the left foot. Push both hands, both feet. Lift the bum up off the ground. Lengthen. Bring those hands into the head. Bring those feet in. Roll the roller down. And then roll the roller back up. Roll it down. Roll it back up. Leaning a little bit to the left. Leaning a little bit to the right. And then back in the center. Pop the bum on the floor. Bring the chin into the chest. And then just gently reaching towards those knees. Bring yourself back up. Sit up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders. Just leave the roller where it is. We're going to use it again. Roll those shoulders. Okay, grab your tennis ball. Pop the ball in under. I'm going under my right buttock first. So under the right buttock. So circles with that ball. Circles with that ball to start with. Big circles. All the way around one way. And then 3 or 4 circles all the way around the other way, exploring where the knots are in that bum. And then find the knot and lift the knee up and lower, up and lower, up and lower, up, lower. And you can just gently move the ball around to make sure that you're absolutely on the knot. And then moving deeper, maybe straighten and bend the leg. So we're just trying to find the angle that creates the extension and contraction of the muscle that you're actually trying to undo the knot of. Well, not undo, you're trying to get blood flow to the area and the circulation will release the knot. Okay, roll on that ball again. Lifting and lowering. Okay, swing the ball to the other side. So start with 3 circles one way and then 3 circles the other way. Exploring. Sometimes we do zigzags across, sometimes we do circles. And then find the area of tension. Lift the knee up, pressure on it and lift that knee up and down. Increasing the blood flow to that area. Helping get rid of it, get rid of the toxins, helping bring fresh nutrients to the area. Straighten and bend the leg. Just gently move around to check you're right on the heart of the knot. And then move the ball again. Move the ball again. I find you make sure you get right on the outside of that glute as well. Okay, and then we get rid of the ball and then bring the roller in. So we'll give it a bit of a light massage first from the ball. So rolling on that glute where you've just been using the ball. And then I'm on my left side. So I'm going to go around onto the actual side of the hip on the left hip, where that tension fascia lata joins in, and then all the way over onto the hip flexor. So sometimes we do the whole leg, whole hip flexor, and then rock over onto the other side. And then go onto the edge, onto the side. So we'll just do over the hip and then we'll do the full length of the leg. And then come all the way back onto the, now point back round onto the right glute. So just where we were using the ball. And then come up to sitting. So pop the roller in those hamstrings and roll the whole length of the hamstring down to the back of the knee, up to the bottom of the bum, down to the back of the knee. Turn your toes inward so that we get a bit of inner thigh. Let's do the right leg first. So lift the left leg onto the right, turn the right toes in. Turn those right toes up to the sky. All the way over onto the right, onto the back of that leg. And then coming all the way over onto the side of that leg. All the way up and down the outside. And then over onto the front of that leg. Up into the hip flexor a bit if you want, down onto the top of the knee. And then turn that toe outward and get a bit of that inner thigh. And then the left leg, turning the toe out. And then over on the top of the quad of the left leg. And then over onto the outside edge. Lift the right leg up so you get a bit more tension and a bit more effort on the left. All the way down into the hip. And then all the way over onto the back. And then up and down, resting that right leg over the left. All the way through the back of that leg, turning that toe inwards so that we get good. And then pop that bum on the floor. Move that roller down and get the calf. Oh, I'm done my cast for a while, so rolling through. So both legs together, just suss out how tender they are. Let's do the left leg first. So put the right leg over the left, rolling all the way up and down, toes turned out, toes turned up, toes turned in. And then the other leg, toes turned out, toes turned up, and toes turned in. And then rest that bum on the floor. Okay, a little bit of sacroiliac joint. Pop those soles of the feet flat on the ground. Keep the roller under your knees. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll yourself down to flat. Keep the roller under the knees. Bring the feet in towards the bum. Keeping your feet in. And keeping the roller here. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, slide them down. Pop those fingertips on top of that roller. Lift the balls of the feet up off the ground. Flatten that lower back into the floor, lift that pubic bone up. Ease that lower back down, turn the pubic back, turn the tailbone down, arch that back up, bringing the ribs up too. Flatten from the lower back first, so pelvis comes down, lower back down, lift that pubic bone up, and then reverse that, arching. So we're bending through all of the vertebrae and all of the discs. So flatten the lower back in, breathing in. On the out breath, pubic bone comes up, push all the way into the sky, come up onto the shoulders. Bring those feet in, make sure that they're under your knees, make sure they're not in front of your knees. Now, lowering one vertebra at a time, keeping those shoulders away from the ears, keeping the shoulders down on the floor, all the way through that spine, arch the back at the bottom, breathing in, flatten the back. Pubic bone up, tailbone up, drive, lift that body all the way up into the sky. Fingertips are on the roller, breathe in. On the out breath, lower that back one vertebra at a time, all the way down to the ground. Arch the back at the bottom, flatten the back. Push through the heels, lift, keep that spine up in the sky. Bring that roller in and then lower the pelvis down so the back of your pelvis rests on the roller. Rest your fingertips on your hip, lengthen your head away from your shoulders. Pull the elbows down into that roller. Breathing in. On the out breath, right knee drops down to the floor and lifts. Draw the core in, pulling the lower back into the roller. Drop the right knee out and bring it up. Drop the right knee out, bring it up. Drop it out, hold it there. Drive the right side into the roller. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee up. Drop that knee out wide, drive in, release, bring it back up. Feel that hip stretch, feel the hip move. Drop the knee out, drive in, release, bring up. Drop the knee out, drive it in, release, bring it back up. One more. Drop the knee out, drive that pelvis in, release, bring it back up. Left side, drop the knee down. Keep the core strong, keep the lower back into the roller. Lift the left knee. Drop the left knee. Lift the left knee. Drop. Lift. Drop. Lift. Drop the left knee, hold it. Drive the hip into the roller for 5. Release. 4. Release. 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee back up. Drop the knee out. Drive that hip in, release, bring it back up. Drop the knee out. Drive it in, release, bring it back up. 2 more, drop, drive it in, release, bring it back up. 1 more, drop out, drive it in, release, bring it back up. Okay, bring that right knee up, a foot up off the floor, knee above the hip. Bring the left knee off the floor, foot above the hip. Let those knees come into the chest, let those legs lengthen over the body. Push on the hands and bring the roller up a little bit higher, just so it doesn't slide away. And then slide your hands up along those legs. Push the knees to the sky, point the toes. flex, point, flex, point. Circles with those feet one way. Circles with those feet the other way. Push those knees up to the sky, pull those legs down. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Bend those knees into the chest. Bring those feet down over the bum. Hold on to the roller with the hands. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Take that left foot over. Hold on to the right knee. Left foot over to the floor. Lengthen that left leg out straight. Push that left leg away. Stretching that hip flexor. Pull that right knee in. Push the left leg away. Make sure that you keep your lower back protected. So I'm holding onto this right knee and not letting that lower back arch. Push that left leg away. Slide it to the left. Slide it right. Slide left. Slide right. Slide left. Slide right. Back to the center. Pulling that right knee in. Bring that left leg all the way back up. Bring it and hold it. Hold it in. Take that right foot over to the floor. Take the right leg out straight. Reaching that right leg. Stretching through the groin. Slide the right leg to the left. Slide it right. Slide it left. Slide it right. Keep the left leg in. Slide the right leg around. Left to right. Back to center. Pull this left knee in. Push that right leg away. Bring that right leg back in. Pull both knees into your chest. Take that left leg out straight. Or out down to the floor. Take that left leg out straight. Feel the stretch through the hip flexor. Hold this right leg. Pull the shoulders away from the ears into the floor. Lift that left leg up into the sky to vertical. Lower that left leg down to the floor. Use the core. Lift that left leg up into the sky. Lower that left leg all the way down, clenching with the bum, pulling it back. Lift that left leg all the way up. Lower that left leg down, keeping this core strong, keeping the torso strong. Lift the left leg up, bend it, hold it. Take that right leg over, foot to the floor. Slide that leg out straight. Feel the tension in the front of the leg. Feel how much your bum and hamstring have to work to pull the foot to the floor. So this is your walking exercise, your walking muscles. Lift that right leg all the way up into the sky to vertical. Bring that right leg all the way down to the floor. Lift that right leg all the way up. Lower that right leg all the way down. Lift that right leg all the way up. Keep the core strong. Lower the right leg all the way down. Lift it all the way up. Lower it all the way down. Lift it up. Bend that knee. Pull it in towards your chest. Flexing those hips. Release with those hands, put them on the roller. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Take that left foot down to the floor. Keep the knee bent. Right foot down to the floor. Keep the knee bent. Toes up off the ground. Clench the bum. Push the pubic bone into the sky so you bridge. Pull that neck away from the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the neck. Push the back of the head in the floor. Clenching with the bum and push that roller out away from you. Hands on the ground. Palms up. Breathing in, lower that spine one vertebra at a time down to the floor. Keep those shoulders on the ground. All the way down to the ground, arch the back at the bottom, lower back arching. Flatten that lower back, push through the heels, clench with the bum, lift all the way up to that same height. You've got a reference point of how high it should be. Now lower that spine one at a time down to the ground. Keep those shoulders engaged with the ground, arch the back at the bottom, breathing in. On the out breath, lower, flatten, push the pubic bone into the sky, lift yourself nice and high. Good, hold yourself here, lift the left heel up off the ground and lower. Lift the right heel off the ground and lower. Now lower that back all the way down to the floor. Neutral spine, all those ribs engaged, necks engaged, pushing the back of the head into the floor. Bring that right knee in, hold it with those hands. Straighten that left leg out, pull this right knee up. Bring that right leg all the way over the body, bring that right hand away, turning the eyes right, pull that right knee down to the floor. Breathing in, Breathing out, tummy button up to the sky, turning, turning, turning. And then release, pull that right knee in. And let that right leg go out straight, take the arms overhead. Bring the arms up to the sky, pull the shoulders away from the ears, bring that left knee in, pull that left leg up. Pull that left leg over the body, turning the eyes left. Bringing the ribs up to the sky, tummy button up to the sky, breathing in. Breathing out, stretch that lower body, stretch through that back. Reach that left hand away. And then roll back onto the back. Put those legs out straight, bring those arms up to the sky. Roll yourself all the way up to sitting, reaching all the way forward with those hands. Let the knees come soft and stretch through that lower back. Stretch through that middle back, stretch through that upper back, push that head over those toes. Push that right knee down, push the left knee. Push both knees down, lift yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Okay, swing your legs around and come up onto all fours. Get rid of the slippery bits on the mat. So, although this mat's not much better these days, I need to replace it. Down those toes so that they are soles of the toes down. Turn those middle fingers so they're parallel. Turn the inside of the elbows forward. Lift that body away from the floor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Turn the tailbone down, push the back up, stretch through that lower back, middle back, upper back. And then turn the tailbone up, push the belly down, bring the eyes up. Turning the inside of the elbows forward, pulling the hands away from each other without moving. Pull the knees away from each other without moving. So we engage the shoulders, we engage the glutes. Breathing in. On the out breath, we're going to slide these hands forwards and lower that chest down to the floor. So we just get a bit more of a stretch in the armpits. Stretch through the chest, forehead's on the ground. Push those forearms into the ground. So this is part of down dog. Pushing those forearms into the ground, pushing the armpits down. Stretching and lengthening through those armpits so that the hands, arms become an extension of the spine and the body. Lengthening. Release. Crawl those fingers forward a bit and stretch more through those armpits. Breathing in on the out breath, slide the body backwards, bring yourself back up onto all fours. So tailbones turned, tailbones in neutral, pushing the head away. So we've just experimented with that armpit stretch. We're going to go up into down dog. So lift those knees up and bring those feet to hip distance apart. Weights on my right foot, left knee's bent. Turning that right knee outwards so the arch of my foot is lifted. My ankle is in line with my knee, with my hip. My big toe is on the ground. I lift my toes, spread all those toes, pushing the right heel down. Place the left toes on the floor. Now push the left heel down, pivot the right heel away. Turn the left, make sure the left foot is parallel to the long side of the mat. Turn the knee outwards so it's facing that left hand. Arch of the foot's lifted. All those toes are replaced on the floor. Push that right heel down. Push that left heel down. So pivot. When you push the left heel, let the right heel come away and the knee bend. Push the right foot, release the left. Push the left foot, release the right. Push both heels down, push both knees back, push both armpits towards those toes. Soften both knees, bring those armpits closer to the toes. Push those knees away, keeping the tailbone high. Feel the stretch in the hamstring. Breathing in, breathing out, loosen that head and neck. Rest on that right foot, bring that left foot up off the ground, left leg's horizontal. Bend that left knee. Lift that left knee high, drop the foot behind, lift the knee up to the sky, stretch through that psoas. Really clench through that bum, pull that foot down, push that knee up and stretch through the ribs. And then swing that left foot through between your hands. Let that right foot slide back. Lift up that chest. Lengthening. So a straight line from my chin through my breastbone, all the way down through the hip flexor, through the knee to the toes. Stretching that groin down to the floor. Drop that back knee down. Lift that chest up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lift up that chest. Pull those shoulders back. Push off this front leg and lift up onto this front foot and the back knee. Keep the toes as they are. Pull this pubic bone forward. Feel the stretch through this hip flexor. Now visualize you're pulling that back knee forward and increase the tension in the back leg. Now bring that outside, that right hand up into the sky. Release the tension on the back leg. Push the right knee down, right hand up. Stretch through that side. Really reach, stretching, stretching, stretching. And then release. One hand either side of this front leg. Glide the bum back, stretch the front leg. Glide the bum forward, stretch that hip flexor. Glide the bum back, stretch that front leg. Keep the toe pointed. Flex that front foot. Point that toe. Flex. Point. Glide the hip forwards, lift that chin up, stretch the hip flexor. Glide the hip back, straighten the front leg, keep the toe pointed. Walk those hands around to the inside, to the right. Lower through that body. Walk those hands around to the left. Feel the stretch in the outside of this leg. Walk those hands back to the middle. Bend that front knee, lift that chest up. Walk this front foot across to the other hand. Lower that knee down to the floor, hold that front foot, lift up that chest. Turn those back toes over. Slide that back leg away, hold in this pigeon. So aiming to keep this front leg across the mat, keep those hips, the hip bone across the mat. It's not going to stay there, the foot's going to slide down. Lower yourself down over that foot. Pushing that and pushing, just relaxing. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Walk these hands back to this front foot. Hold one hand on the knee, one hand on the foot. Lift up those hips, those shoulders. Pull the pubic bone down to the floor. Try and get the pelvis vertical. And then take those hands away. Hold them behind you if you can. Lift them up behind. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lifting up. Pushing those knees into the floor. And then release the hands. And lengthen them all the way down on the floor. Stretching over that front leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring those hands either side of this front leg. Lift that body up. Turn the back toe over, lift the back knee up, and then slide that front foot back and come into pigeon, into plank, lengthening. So we're in the plank, drop those knees down, lower yourself down to the ground. Let those toes go so the toenails are down. Clench with the bum, draw in the core, lift those legs, and then lift those hands and upper body up, lengthening. Pass those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop those hands down by those bottom ribs. Lift up onto the thighs. Lift onto the knees. Turn those toes over and come into the plank. Plank rather than up dog. Now push that bum in the air and come back into the down dog. So slightly unorthodox down dog. Bend the knees. Bring the armpits down towards the toes. Bring the tummy to the thighs. And then push that right heel back. Stretch that right hamstring. Push that left heel back. Stretch that left hamstring. Keeping those knees pointing to the hands in front. Push both heels back, bring the armpits down, tailbone up. Push those heels back, push those knees back. Weight on the left, bring the right leg up in the sky. Bend the right knee. Drop the right foot down behind, lift that knee up, clench with the bum. Keep the left knee pointing to that left hand. Lift that right knee up. And then swing that right foot through into pigeon. Slide that left foot backwards. Lift up that chest. Keep a straight line from the throat, through the breastbone, through the tummy, through the thigh, down to that foot. Drop that back knee down. Keep the toes as they are. Lift that chest. Push the groin forward. Stretch through this hip flexor and push off the front foot and rest on the front foot and the back knee. Pull this back knee forward, putting the pubic bone forward as well, without moving it, so you're keeping tension in the front of the back leg. Bring that left hand all the way up into the sky, breathing in. On the out breath, push that left hand up high, push that left knee down. Push that left knee up, down rather, sorry, push that left hand up, stretch through the hip flexor, stretch through the quad. And then release that hand, put one hand either side of this front foot. Glide that bum backwards and straighten that front leg. Bring that tummy button all the way down to those thighs. Keep the toes as they are. Now glide that body forward, lift that chest up, stretch that back leg. Glide that body back, stretch through that hamstring. Might need some cushioning under the back knee. Glide the body forward, lift up that chest. Stretching through that hip flexor. And then glide that body back, keep those toes pointed. Flex that front foot, point that toe. Flex, point. Walk those hands around to the left, push the bum out backwards. And walk those hands around to the right, push the bum across to the other side. Come all the way back to the middle. Bend that front knee and walk that front foot across to the left hand. Lower that leg down to the floor, holding onto the foot. Turn the back toes over and lengthen that back leg away. Hold yourself here and just align yourself. Make sure that you've got your pelvis across the mat. You've got your right knee, so your right shin is across the mat, trying to get that pubic bone down. Lower yourself down over this front leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Lowering over this front leg. Breathing in. Breathing out, push off this front leg, come up onto your knees. Pull those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Draw the pubic bone forward, push the knees into the floor, take the hands away, reach those arms behind. Breathing in. Breathing out. Reaching, lifting, stretching that back hip. And then release those hands. Lower yourself all the way down over this leg. Let that hip open. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, walk the hands either side of this front leg. Lift that body up, turn the back toe over, lift the back knee up. Slide that front leg backwards and come into the plank. Lengthening. Drop those knees to the floor. Bend those elbows, lower yourself all the way down, turn those toes over. Clench the bum, lift those legs, draw in the core. Slide those forearms onto the ground and lift that upper body up into that cobra. Forearms are still on the ground. Draw the tummy in and make sure you're resting on your bottom ribs. Take those arms away, pulse the arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold them at 1. Lift that left leg up for 3, 2, 1. Draw the tummy in, lift the right leg up for 3, 2, 1. Lift both legs up for 3, 2, 1. Pop those hands down on the floor and then lower yourself on the ground and roll over onto that left hand side. Bending those knees, put your right hand on top of your body. Neutral spine, lift that right knee up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up at 1. Take that right knee up and backwards for 10, 9, 8, opening that hip, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on the floor. Lower that knee down and up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Roll yourself over onto the other side. So we're just seeing what's going on with that glute. Lying on that right hand side, have those knees stacked. Lift the left knee up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up at 1. Take that whole knee up and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together, knee up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll yourself over onto your back. Take those legs out straight. Take those hands straight up in the air. Take them straight over the head. Reach and stretch. Stretch the right hand from the right foot and release. Stretch the left hand from the left foot and release. Stretch both hands from both feet. Release. Bring those hands all the way up into the sky. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Draw in the core, lower back in the ground and roll yourself all the way up to sitting, holding nice and tall. Reaching all the way forward towards those feet. Soften the knees, put those hands over those toes. Pull those toes all the way down towards those ankles. Sit yourself up nice and tall, push those knees into the floor. Let go of those feet, come up nice and vertical. Roll those arms all the way up into the sky, pulling those shoulders back, bring those hands all the way down to the ground. Hands on the floor, lift up that chest, bring that chin all the way up into the sky. Bring that chin all the way down into the chest. Bring that chin up to horizontal, pushing off those hands. Bring those fingers all the way forwards in front. Bring them all the way up into the sky. Feel yourself evenly on those seat bones. Breathing in. Push those hands up, take the eyes up to follow, breathing out. Release those arms out wide. Dust the floor, bring the hands all the way up again, reach them up high, lift that chest, breathing in. Breathing out, release those arms, rest them on the legs. And roll your shoulders. Well done.
Thank you.